Buffalo chicken rangoons may sound super silly, and that's because they are. My husband came up with this recipe for one of my birthday parties because we basically take everything and fry it, because we have state fair birthday parties for me because I was born in October, which is state fair season, and we basically take anything and everything and fry it, and he put buffalo chicken dip into egg roll wrappers, and we have never looked back. So your ingredients for Rangoons make a lot of sense. You're going to use egg roll wrappers, some cream cheese, whatever chicken that you have. We use canned chicken this particular time, and you'll need to add a lot of seasoning if you're using canned chicken, but you can use rotisserie chicken, chicken wings, whatever you've got. Hot sauce of choice, we use Texas Pete because we're from North Carolina, but use what you got. Some grated cheddar cheese, sharp is best. Lots and lots of seasoning, we use Greek seasoning. An egg with 2 tablespoons of water to make an egg wash to seal these up. And then you're going to need 2 to 3 quarts of oil. You may need less if you're doing this pan fried. So the 2 to 3 quarts of oil is going to be for if you were using a deep fryer for this. So when you are deciding to do your grocery list, you're going to be watching this video and deciding whether you're going to pan fry these or whether you are going to do this in a deep fryer. So you're going to take your softened cream cheese, leave this out for a couple hours, and if you have a granite countertop, that'll pull all the heat right out of it a lot quicker. Your chicken, your cheddar, your hot sauce, and a good amount of seasoning to your bowl. The amounts of all of these things are going to be by feel, by look, by what your family prefers. So you're going to adjust the flavor of this at the end, so don't get too worried about how much you're adding of these. And then you're going to mix this with a dough whisk, a rubber spatula, or a wooden spoon. I have used the dough whisk in so many of my videos, and if you have not gotten one of these, what are you doing with your life? These things are absolutely amazing for mixing just about anything, and I love them because stuff doesn't get stuck in them. But this is perfect for whisking this up and getting everything mixed together without getting all of your stuff caught up in it. You're going to taste this and adjust the seasoning. It's really important that you taste this before you get this into your wrappers because you can't fix it once it's fried up inside of a wrapper. So you are also going to want to make this very, very, very strongly flavored because it's going to be inside of something that's very, very bland. So make it strongly flavored. So now we are going to take our egg roll wrappers, and these are some of the larger ones, and we're going to cut them into fourths with a pizza cutter or a very sharp knife. And I'm cutting several of them at a time, just so that you don't have to worry too much about cutting up individual ones to make it a little bit more efficient. Then you're going to take a scoop, the smallest scoop that you have, and put about a teaspoon of cream cheese right dead in the center of that wrapper, and you want to keep it as far away from the edges as you possibly can. If you have a larger scoop, just don't use the entire part of there, or you can use 2 spoons for this as well. Then you're going to use a pastry brush to brush an egg wash on 2 sides of that wrapper and just kind of swoop that around, and then lift up that back edge of it to fold it in half to make a triangle. And then you are going to press the edges down to seal this really, really well, because we do not want this to burst. We do not want the filling of this to come out, because then we're just going to have basically a wonton. And when I put these onto the pan, I'm literally squeezing it the entire time to really press that in. You're going to continue to work this until you get the desired number of these buffalo chicken rangoons that you are making. And really pay attention to the very ends where the corners come together, because that is the spot where these are most likely to have the stuff from the center come out. So really, really pinch those corners very, very well. If you want the filling creamy like you get it with crab rangoons, freeze these first. If you want it melty and light, then you want to fry these right away. So you have a little bit of a choice in the way that you make these. I like it a little bit more melty and light, so I fry these right away. But if you want it more like that, like you would have a crab rangoon, freeze them. So while we are waiting to fry these, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are trying to reach 1,000 so that we can get to our monetization level. So now, while you are getting these together, you're going to heat your deep fryer to 350 degrees. If you are pan frying, you just want to get your oil to, if it's a regular stove, like a medium high, like a gas stove, a medium high. If it's an electric stove, you're probably going to have to be on high. And then with your basket in the fryer, so that you can use it to lift it out later, you're going to carefully drop 6 to 8 of these into the fryer. You don't want to overload your fryer because they're not going to fry quickly enough, and then they'll get overloaded with grease. But carefully drop those in. If you drop them from too high or drop them in not carefully, you're going to splash yourself with oil. Once they've been in for about 45 seconds, you're going to flip those over with tongs. And you'll kind of notice the edges getting dry, and that's kind of how you know that they are ready to flip. And that's just going to make sure that they get nice and brown. And you also want to make sure that they're not stacking up on top of each other, and then you see that nice bubbly egg roll finish. And sometimes they do not want to flip because they have blown up a little bit, but that is okay. And sometimes when you flip them, they will start to spurt out whatever filling they have. So if they start to spew, you are going to pop those out of the fryer as quickly as possible, because we don't want to contaminate this oil, because if you have a fryer, you're going to want to use this oil for more than just this one batch of things, because oil is expensive. So you want to pull those out as quickly as possible. And after you've let these sit for a couple of seconds, about 30 seconds in there, you're going to flip them again to make sure that second side is brown. Then you're going to lift that fryer basket out of the oil and place them on a paper towel lined plate, and then drop your basket back into the oil for your next round. You're going to keep frying these Rangoons until you have fried all that you've made. And I have found that these don't really need a dipping sauce, but they would be good in ranch, or maybe barbecue, or blue cheese. And once you've fried all your made, you're good to go. We do have our 2 membership levels that you are welcome to join, but we totally understand that finances are tight right now. So if you do not have finances to join our membership levels, subscribing is absolutely free, and that is the best way to help our channel right now. And we are on our road to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching Mixing with Mercs. We appreciate every view, and if you've made it this far, we appreciate you. Don't forget to like this video, comment if you want to try this recipe, and hit that subscribe button. We will see you next week.